Hey, what's happening? Tim with Nomad Trading. Okay. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Finally back. We're back. Nomad Nation. Back doing the live thing, doing the runner recap. It's been a minute, I know. Went through the holidays. Hopefully, you all had a great Christmas and everything went great. You got everything you asked Santa for. You're blessed to provide a wonderful Christmas for your family, all that stuff. I know I was. And thank you so much for the support because you guys helped provide for that via watching these videos. So, anyway, let's jump in and see what was hot in the market today. I'll show what I traded. First and foremost, let's jump over here. I like to show my trade right off the bat, and then we'll talk about all the other stocks that were hot. So, what's up, Nafissa? I'm gonna jump. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, share, all those wonderful things that help the YouTube algorithm out. It's been a while since I've been posting because I've been dealing with all that nonsense with my house and all that, which I still don't have figured out, by the way. And then the holidays. So the old YouTube channel been suffering, not getting very many views. Need to get back in the swing of things. Anyway, let's jump over here. Let me show what I did today. Gotta close my windows here. Got too much stuff going on. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so there's me for the day, up $107.50. So P&L up $100. Not very excited about that because there was a lot of stocks, a lot of movement and things going on today. Could have made way more than that. It was another day where I just didn't have the confidence and didn't pull the trigger. I don't know if it's because of the holidays and being out of things or just because of it's my normal thing lately. But I've got the right mindset, I've got the right plan, and everything's on track. And then I don't pull the trigger and I watch things go without me. I've been doing that all day today. I've been doing it the last several weeks. So a lot of trading is confidence and once you start seeing the patterns and seeing things playing out, then you just have to have the confidence to actually hit that button. So I did have a green day. Can't complain. Green day's a green day. I have a $100 bill actually taped up here to the top of my computer screen. I know you guys can't see it, but I guess I could maybe try to show this a little bit. I don't know. Moving the old webcam. I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyway, I have $100 taped on the top of my screen over there just to remind me that $100 is $100. It's easy to get in the markets and trades and things and forget that it's like real money. So there'll be times where I'm up several hundred, down several hundred, whatever, and it's easy to forget that, hey, those numbers on that screen actually represent money. So somebody, I forget who it was, I saw somebody on one of the videos talking about how they had $100 on their desk at all times, and I thought, hey, that's a good idea. So I taped a $100 bill on the top of my screen so that I'm looking at it, all day, representing that is real money. Whenever I lose or make $100, it's not terrible. Just kind of trying to make it more real. Anyway, that was money I made on GRNQ. This trade right here. So I got short over in the CMEG account when it broke down. Was kind of watching this consolidation, trying to see if it would pop up or down. And this is just one that I was watching today all day because of this big move here pre-market. Then it faded back, but it was able to break back through VWAP. So I was kind of watching it consolidate somewhere around VWAP, thinking it could kind of go either way. It did break down, so I did get short right there in the 230s. This little consolidation right after it broke the downside of my consolidation trend line. I got short. I would have covered had it broken back up in here, but I just went ahead just to play it safe. But I went short. It ended up dumping right afterwards, and I covered at 217, I believe. So right in here. Sorry if you can hear my kids screaming in the background. Uh, probably fighting or something. Anyway, like 217 and a half, I think, was my cover. 1,000 shares. So between the fills and everything, made $100. Nothing exciting, and I just covered playing it safe. I should have, of course, in retrospect, held it all the way down. It would have been down here. Could have covered in the 170s pretty easily multiple times, but again, I always play things too safe. So as soon as it started washing out right there, I just covered and got out. Into that dump. So that was my only trade of the day. The rest of the day was spent watching stocks do what I thought they would do, but being too scared to pull the trigger. So let's see. AMRH, that's the one that is moving right now. I've been watching this just because the end of the day. It had a nice day, but then the end of the day was when the real move came into close here. So all the way up to $4 from 250 or so. Just went beast mode, broke out right here. This was one that I was watching as it broke out. Did not take the trade, watched it go without me. Then I was thinking about shorting it in the 360s, thinking it would come back down. That would have worked out nicely, but I would have ended up getting stopped out, because if I took a short in the 360s and then it popped up through 4, I would have been running scared just in case it kept going, because we had this big candle here on the daily chart where it went all the way to a high of, let's see, 530. So yeah, if it had got back up in the 380s, I would have stopped out just on the off chance that it keeps going up to $5. I don't want to be stuck holding the giant bag, so wouldn't have ended up holding it, but ultimately it would have worked out. It's coming back down now, all the way down in 320s. So anybody who did short that up there near 4 would have made good money. Anybody who went long at the high of daybreak would have made good money. Let's see. Let's check the chat over here real quick. Green better than greedy. Yes, exactly. Planning to invest $50K in Apple and sell when it goes up a few bucks. Playing it safe, make about $1,000 a month. Do you think Apple stock will fluctuate a few bucks during a course of a month? It probably will fluctuate a couple bucks. It just depends on which direction. Apple is a huge blue chip stock that follows the market so much. We got AMRH breaking down further here. Anyway, Apple's one of those stocks that is a blue chip that follows the market so much that it heavily depends on, it affects the market and the market affects it so much that, I don't know, with the market hitting, this is SPY, S&P. So we're back up near all-time highs, maybe even making new all-time highs. I didn't really pay attention to the overall market very much today, but nipping right at all-time highs, which could be great. It could break out and keep going farther, in which case Apple would probably go higher. But at the same time, we had the stimulus news, everything to get it up where it's at. I don't know. I don't play blue chips very, very much, and I'm not a very good swing trader. So if I gave you my opinion, it would probably be wrong. If I was better at swing trading, I would do it more, but scalping's kind of my thing. I'll bet if we looked at the overall market and looked at Apple, it would be very similar charts. I think it's, yeah. Isn't it AAPL? I'm pretty sure, yeah. Why are you not changing E-Trade? So yeah, pretty similar charts. Right back up near the all-time highs, just like SPY is. So would I buy it right now? I don't know if I'd buy it right now with it right near this high. Maybe if it broke out past that high, because then it would be an actual breakout. So that's probably a level I would be watching, would be that previous breakout high. Why are you not linked? You're supposed to be linked and you're not linked. No. I don't know what the deal is with that. Anyway. Sorry. Was trying to figure out why those weren't linked. Anyway, okay, back to this. So AMRH was the big mover into the end of the day. Warren Buffett buys McDonald's every day using cash to remind himself the value of a dollar. Yes. I think it's weird that Warren Buffett eats McDonald's every day and drinks Coke every day. But
hello.
Hey, I'm streaming. What's up?
Hello. Can I have a snack?
Yeah. Let's see. Why do I avoid blue chips? I avoid blue chips just because they follow the market, and I'm not really good at swing trading. So I scalp. I'm in and out fast. So that typically means that I'm watching for the momentum stocks, the stocks like this that are moving several dollars intraday. They're the ones that I'm trying to buy and sell or short and cover very quickly during these intraday big moves. I might add blue chips to my repertoire at some point. I'm just not very good at it. When I try to swing trade or hold very long term, I don't do very well. I do have a retirement account that's like a 401k type thing that is that way. But as far as buying individual stocks, it seems like every time I buy one, I don't make very much money, or I find myself trying to talk myself into staying in it because I want to get out. It's just, I don't know. It's not my thing. I'm not patient enough, I guess. Okay, what else do we have? RHE. This is a good example. I know I talk about this a lot, but a good example of why halt plays can be so dangerous. As you can see, this thing was trading down here in the $1 to $2 range all these days. This is the daily chart down here. And then today goes absolutely insane and goes all the way up here to almost $16. Comes down, gets halted, and is halted forever. And when it unhalts, it's all the way down here at, $7. So very, very dangerous, these halt plays if you're a new trader. They're dangerous for everybody, but they're really dangerous for new traders that don't know what's going on. Because if you end up accidentally buying this up here in the $12, $14 range, and then it halts, and then you spend the whole day just sitting on your hands scared to death, and it finally unhalts at $7. And you're hoping it might come back up, but it never does. It fades all the way back down in the threes. So you could be looking at a $10 a share loss, just a crazy loss. It's the only reason I wanted to bring that one up. Like I didn't trade it or really even watch it because it was light volume and kind of crazy. But yeah. BTBT was another one. This is one that I did not pull the trigger on that I should have. Another thing. The kiddos, yeah. This is another one that I should have pulled the trigger on. It went, as you can see, my trend line on the $5. It didn't really respect it as much on the 5 minute chart as it did the 1 minute chart. And this is why I've started having multiple charts. I actually used to have one big chart right here, and I would just switch between time frames. And then it's just all about over time changing and developing your trading strategy and getting better and evolving. So that's one way that I've evolved, is I've started having a daily down here, a 5 minute and a 1 minute, so I can kind of see the whole picture, and it definitely helps. I should have been doing this all along, but for whatever reason I had one big screen right here, and then I would toggle between the time frames as I went. But it's definitely better to have multiple time frames. And as you can see, it was respecting the 1 minute all the way up until here. So watching the 1 minute, you can see that it was consolidating just below the 50 moving average, and it broke that trend line. So I should have gone short here. I was actually watching it right here and thought about buying it, but I didn't buy it. So, this was mistake number one. Didn't pull the trigger, didn't have the confidence, even though I watched it come down and walk right up my trend line, but I didn't buy it. That was mistake number one. Didn't pull the trigger, got scared, and then comes down here and breaks my 5-minute trend line, breaks my 1-minute trend line. So, that would have been the perfect time to go short. And then if it broke back up and kept going, then I could have covered. But again, it would have been the perfect opportunity to short here in the mid 11s as it broke that trend line. And then we had a beautiful washout here at the end of the day down below $10. So I could have made pretty easily $1 a share by just pulling the trigger. Again, I didn't. Got scared, didn't have the confidence, whatever you want to call it, didn't pull the trigger. So that's where I need to get better. I just traded one time. I spent the whole day watching all these stocks and watching all my plans play out and not pulling the trigger. And I hate days like that. And another one was ATIF. You can see my trend lines here. Same thing. Was watching it consolidate and thought, it could break either way. It broke down. Did I go short? Nope. Didn't go short. Just watched it go without me. I had my order in the 130 area so that if it broke below that trend, I was going to get short at 130. I did not pull the trigger, and of course it goes down all the way to $1. So 30 cents a share would have been a beautiful win there as well. It's just one of those days, where you just kick yourself for not pulling the trigger. I can't complain because I did make $100, but that's nothing compared to what I should have made. Here's another one. ACY was another crazy halt play. This one I was watching, just waiting to see where it would unhalt at. And it's another one that is just absolutely terrifying. Had you been buying it anywhere in this range from $20 to $40, I mean, this just crazy amount of range. And then it gets halted basically all day from midday until afternoon. And then by the time it finally resumes, it's down under $21. So I got a feel for a lot of people because I know with the volume we have here, there's a lot of new traders and people that were chasing this stock thinking that they were going to hold it into another halt or whatever, and it did get halted. But then instead of being a 5-minute halt and then flying out of the gate, like we've seen with a lot of these IPOs, it halts all day and then resumes all the way down here back in the 20s. So definitely feeling for all these people that, there's quite a bit of volume down here. 500,000 shares, 1 million shares, couple million shares traded during these 5-minute candles. So terrifying if you're one of the poor people that are holding this and then it resumes in the 20s and then just fades. Now it's at $11. So imagine if you're somebody buying on this 5-minute candle up here in the 30s, and now you're sitting there at less than $12 a share trying to figure out what you should do. Very, very scary, sad. Anyway, let's see. What else did we have? ACY, that was a big one. We talked about ATIF. GRNQ was the one that I played today. Let's see. Is there anything else? What else did we not talk about? I think CREG was one that was popping up, but I didn't really look at it. Looks like it was another halt play, but crazy mover. It would have been hard to get long on when it's just jumping up and getting halted, jumping up and getting halted, jumping up and getting halted, then halted on the way back down. Yeah, these things are just hard to play. I used to try to do this when I didn't really know better. And some people make a lot of money doing that, but I used to try to do this. But after so many times of buying it and having it resume lower than, like, it would get halted and then it would resume lower, and I'd be sitting there panicking down $1, $2, $3, $4 a share, I just stay away from them now. Sometimes I'll hold into the first halt and then jump out, but it's pretty rare that like a stock like this, it's hard to even play that. Just getting halted left and right. You can make money at it, but to me, it's like Russian roulette. Do I day trade crypto? No, I tried once upon a time. Could one hire you a couple hours for a private Q&A session, contact info, etc.? Sure. You can email me at nomadtradinglife@gmail.com. Or you can just talk to me on here, or you can, whatever. Message me in the comments. Scaled that AC made 84, only have one real trade, then went to my paper account. Could have had real tears over the fake money I would have made on it. So true. I understand. With crypto, to answer your question about crypto, I did try to day trade crypto at one point in time on Binance. I just put $500 in there and gave it a shot. But that was when, first of all, I was not good at trading. I sucked at trading at that time, much more so than I do now. And so it's kind of similar. So I was trying to day trade crypto, but, just jumping into it, not even having a good strategy trading stocks and then jumping into crypto, which I knew nothing about. It was back whenever Bitcoin was going to 20,000 the first time and everybody was jumping on that train. So I thought, hey, I'll just day trade this. And quickly my $500 I put in there was down to like $100. I never cashed it out. There's probably like $50 or $100 or something left in that account, but no, it didn't go well. I failed at it miserably. So crypto. I don't know much about crypto or the fees and stuff. Maybe it's better than day trading stocks. Maybe somebody could do that instead of day trading stocks. I really don't know. Haven't really looked into like the fees and how they measure up versus day trading at CMEG or somewhere. Because I know you don't have the PDT, I'm assuming, with crypto. So maybe that would be something to look into if they follow the same patterns and whatnot as an alternative to CMEG. But I don't know. When I tried to do it, I don't know, dabbled in it long enough to lose my $500 and then ran away. Thank you for the likes, anybody who has liked this. I appreciate that. Helping the old algorithm, trying to get the YouTube channel back on track after a long hiatus. Hopefully you guys had a great holiday and have been making money in the markets while I've been gone. I did not solve my plumbing problem. For those of you who are wondering, I've got it to where I can use my water and my toilets and everything, but I have to like spread it out. Use one, then then an hour or two later, then I'll use one just to like make sure I don't back it all up. So I haven't really solved it, but I've got it where I can use it. I'm pretty sure solving it is going to require digging up my yard, and I haven't felt like doing that. It's cold outside. So I've been just getting by. And they wanted somebody with a camera here in town. I got to price some more companies, but the company that I priced wanted almost $500 just to stick a camera down. Like I know where the problem is out in the main line, and just to stick a camera down and look at it to see what the issue is and where it is, they wanted like $500. So I'm like, no. That's the whole reason why I've been doing it myself, is to avoid just throwing $500 or $1,000 or several $1,000s at it. So I don't know. Might rent a camera. Might end up paying somebody. But for now, I've just been getting by. That's my plumbing update. Let's see. What else was moving today? Anybody else have anything moving today that we haven't looked at? trade today too. Made 106 on that crazy stock. On Craig. Oh, let's see. There's got to be more we can talk about than that. MARPS, DPW. Those are some other ones that were on the scanner today. I can drag that over here. So let's see. Refresh. AMRH, RHE. We talked about those. OEG, BWEN, OHE. That looks like nothing at all. Oh, OEG. I don't know where I got OHE. OEG. Well, that one's moving. Some nice little bull pennant there. This one came back down too far. Wouldn't really have liked to have seen that. Would have worked out, but not ideal. And then again now come down a little farther than I would like to see, but kind of touching the top of this high here, so it could consolidate here and keep moving. Looks like on the daily it might have resistance in the 220s. So probably not going to look at that very much. Not too excited about that. BWEN. This one looks a little more interesting. Went from the 6s to the 8s. Looks like kind of sold off. Let's see. Yeah, started to sell off at close, but not too big. Still above the 50. Still holding up fairly well. And a breakout, it looks like, on the daily chart. That's a good sign. So maybe that one might be one to watch for possible continuation tomorrow. Only 4.5 million shares. Don't know if it has any news or if it's just up because it was breaking out down here. Not really sure. Let's see what else. RCMT. I know DPW was one. I think that's a Bitcoin play. I don't know why I can't type. I think DPW was a Bitcoin play, but I could be wrong. Curling back up, touching the highs. And another one that came down a little farther than I would like to see. But you could call this a consolidation longer term here, and then the breakout. Right now testing high of day, previous highs of day. Have to see how it reacts there if it gets shut down. Not as much movement on this as I would like, but it could do something. If we look on, let's see. Got a history of popping way up and fading down, popping up and fading down, popping up and fading down. So that's not something I'd really be wanting to hold overnight or hold long term. But it does have a history of nice big moves. It just ends up fading. So that might actually be a decent short. Watching into tomorrow. I'm not real big on holding the short overnight as well. Most of my followers know why I don't do that. I've lost a lot of money trying to hold shorts overnight or swing them. So now I play everything safe. Too safe sometimes, like today. Definitely too safe. But could end up being a decent short if there's no... looks like new $1.1 million contract, which is good. 7 days ago, going to acquire 34.5 acre site. So it does have some news recently. But again, the daily chart is not ideal. When you see that, everybody else sees that. So that's the reason why stocks are somewhat predictable, is because of their history. And if everybody sees that they have a history of popping up and fading right back down, then everyone knows that. So they're less likely to hold it, more likely to bail on it, more likely to short it, and history repeats itself. NKLA, somebody says, let's check that out. Are you in a Discord group? No, people keep asking me if I'm in one or want to start one, and I still need to look into that. I haven't been looking into it. Need to get into it. That's how I guess I'm out of touch with technology or whatever. I didn't even know what a Discord group was. My friends in my Signal chat talk about their Discord groups. One of them's got he's in a group that's got like 40,000 followers or some crazy amount of people in it. I don't know if they're called followers. I know literally nothing about it other than it's a group of people and it's free and traders use it and talk. So maybe I should be doing that. I just keep saying I'm going to look into it and then not getting around to it. So if y'all would be interested in a Discord group, yeah, I definitely can look into it. Maybe I can start one. I don't know if it costs money or how exactly you do it, but I need to look into it. What else do we got? That's about all. And on my FinViz, let's see, top gainers on FinViz. I don't think it had much that was different on there either. Kind of the same top ones that we've already looked at. BTU I didn't look at. It's up in the top 10 or whatever. Looks like kind of a long-term consolidation there, but underneath VWAP, not ideal. Could make a move maybe above 243, back towards 250, but we're not talking about very much range, so I probably will not do that. I mean, a breakout there would maybe yield you 7 cents or something before it hits resistance. Not worth it. Everything, you have to do everything in trading is like quick mental math of what your risk is. And that's where I've gone wrong in the past also, just to talk about myself personally. And where I've gone wrong in the past has been at times not calculating risk. Getting in like my CMEG account and just clicking buy 500 shares because CMEG you have leverage. And, you know, sometimes if you got over $2,500 in your account, you got 6 times leverage. So it's pretty easy to just click buy 1,000 shares, buy 500 shares, whatever. And, you know, you buy a big position and real quick you can be down a couple $100 if it goes against you, or several $100 or $1,000. So that's where I've got in trouble in the past, is not calculating risk with my position size, just getting in the habit of just clicking the button. And if you get in the habit of, I'm going to buy 500 shares, well, there's a big difference between 500 shares at $1 and 500 shares at $20. So that's where I've ran into trouble in the past in my CMEG account, is just clicking that buy 500 or buy 5 or buy 1,000 or buy whatever, and not really calculating what the risk is from there to resistance or there to where I would get stopped out, and very quickly being in over my head a lot more than I want to be. Whereas if I'm actually calculating it, I would say, hey, I should only take 100 shares there because I only want to risk, $100 or $200, so I don't need to be taking 500 or 1,000 shares. Then if it moves 10 cents, I'm very quickly underwater more than I want to be. So you moving after hours. Let's check it out. Wow, that thing's moving nicely. It's doubled after hours. Why? I don't really know, but I definitely feel like shorting it. I don't know if I'd be very risky because it's moving so rapidly, but there's no news on E-Trade. I don't know what the news is, and we definitely have a history of popping up and fading right back down. Let's see if there's any resistance anywhere in sight. I'm already out 5 years. If I go out 10 years, we start running into huge area consolidation in the $6 area. So might not be a bad place to short, but again, that's going out multiple years. Each one of these boxes is a year, so we're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 years out to get any resistance. No idea why this is up. Anybody, any idea why it's up? See if I can figure it out. Looking on trusty StockTwits when I can't find news elsewhere. I look on StockTwits. As stupid as that sounds, people do love to post the news very quickly on StockTwits. The bulls do. So a lot of times you can see it real quick. Somebody says it's going with DPW, but somebody's putting buyout, but people love to say buyout even when there is no buyout. Got to take that with a grain of salt and weed through all the BS on StockTwits. DPW Holdings into an agreement for a price of $700,000 basically. So DPW is buying them from what I see. That's interesting. Weird. Is DPW going up also? Not really. It was for a second, but not so much now. Interesting. Well, Too short or not too short. It's consolidating now up above $6. At some point, I would bet that this thing goes back down under 5. Probably sooner rather than later, unless there's some kind of better news out there that I'm not seeing. Sorry, a lot of dead air here. I'm just watching this thing, trying to decide if I might actually want to short it or not. It's very dangerous to short something like this because it's, rocketed double the price in a matter of minutes. And I'm not exactly sure why. But a lot of the times those are the stocks that end up going right back where they came from. So is it up for a reason, or is it up just because it started going up and then people started buying and shorts started covering, and before you know it, it's up huge, low float stock? Anyway. So, I guess I don't have a whole lot else to say. Might jump off of here unless you guys have anything you want to talk about. We've kind of covered all the hot stocks of the day. It's trying to go up here. This is the one I'm watching at the moment. That was a nice catch, Mr. X. Kind of watching that. It's interesting. Anything that's gone from $3 to $6, basically after hour. Yeah. What did it close at? Did it close? Yeah. So basically right into close, it started going crazy. Pretty low volume, only 1.8 million shares. So I think you're right. That's what people on stock twits were saying too, but I don't know why it's going up so much. It didn't really, I didn't see a price. You. Uh-oh, breaking out again, breaking out again. Glad I didn't short it. Sometimes I'm glad I sit on my hands and don't jump in. Sometimes I'm glad I play it safe. But okay, well, anyway, I'm not going to just leave you all with dead air here. I don't really have much else to talk about. So I think we've kind of covered all the hottest stocks of the day. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Maybe I'll work on some kind of a teaching type video tonight if I get some time. Try to get some more content out there because the old YouTube algorithm not liking me lately. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. All the support, everything. You guys are awesome. I will see you tomorrow. Hit me up. You can email me or comment or whatever if there's anything you want to see, something you'd like me to work on for the future. I will look into